Drum roll, please. Ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've been waiting for is here. I've done the Raw Awards, I've done the NXT Awards, I've done the SmackDown Awards. Link to those vids below. But it is time now for the overall WWE Awards. And you know how this works. I list off the categories and I'll give you pretty much fairly quickly in each category who I think won and a brief synopsis on why I think they deserve to win. So let me get into the categories really quick. We have male superstar, female superstar, obviously who I think did the best in 2024. We have newcomer of the year, so basically who I think is new to either their respective brand or new to WWE overall, and in their first year came on to basically rookie of the year for their spot, for lack of a better term, who I think came on the scene and did the most in the past 12 months. We have breakout superstar of the year, so who maybe wasn't as hot coming into the year, but ended on a super hot note, or throughout the year did the most to go from here to here, like with their stock. I have weekly show of the year, so between Raw, SmackDown, NXT, Speed, which show I think did basically pop me the most consistently throughout the whole year. I have match of the year, so which single match I think entertained me the most this year. And last but not least, I have PLE of the year, so basically which premium live event brought me the most joy. But before we get into all that, please go ahead and like and subscribe. It means a bunch to me as we go into the new year, and it shows me that you love me. So yeah, but without further ado, let's get into the 2024 Heartfelt WWE Awards. Now, these are no particular order, just kind of like what order they are in my notes. So let's start with title of the year. And to me, this has to be the WWE Championship. From that awesome, legendary build to WrestleMania, coming on the tail, now we know, the tail end of Roman's historic reign with it, to Cody winning in a truly epic moment that will live on well past anyone involved, to having great matches throughout, defending it, having that mantle of being the top guy, continue to hold that mantle high regard, whether it's inside the ring, outside the ring. Awesome feuds. Cody took it with AJ, with KO, with Solo, whatever was put in front of him. He not only rocked it, he knocked it out of the park, thus making the WWE title still feel awesome at a higher standard. Because Cody had a lot to take up with regards to Roman's, again, historic reign that people thought could feel flat, and maybe to some people it did fall flat, but not to me. I thought Cody knocked it out of the park, which is why the WWE Championship is my title of the year, although second place goes to the NXT Tag Team Championships. The PLE of the year, this one was tough, so close to giving it to Backlash France just because based on that crowd, but to me there's a PLE that has more historical significance when it's all said and done years to come, which is why I'm going to give it to WrestleMania 40 as the PLE show of the year. I mean, from the tag match night 1 to that awesomeness that was Cody Roman Bloodline Rules night 2, you had a great match to me and Becky, Rhea, Bayley, and Io. That story, it's not talked about a lot just because everything went on with Roman and the Bloodline stuff. But that was a fantastic build, a fantastic match. Yes, not all the matches on the cards were great, but to me, the card is 9 times out of 10 remembered by the main event. How do you feel when you leave the arena, or how do you feel when you turn off the TV? And that night 2 main event, that night 1 main event even, left us wanting more, left us feeling great, concluded a fantastic story. So WrestleMania 40 is my PLE of the year. My weekly show of the year. This may surprise some people, but I'm going to give it to NXT. I think from consistently putting on great matches throughout the year on TV to the signees with Ethan Page. I know Javon Evans was signed 2023, but basically his impact is all this year, put on bangers, to all the triple threat of signees for the women and Stephanie Vaquer, Julia, and Delta, now known as Zarya. All of that, and it just felt like building on itself. And more times than not, I walked away from NXT like, all right, ready for the next one. To me, that feeling of ready for the next one and not what the hell was that, I got that more in NXT than I did in Raw or SmackDown this year. So with that, the weekly show of the year for me is none other than NXT. We have match of the year, and this is, you heard me talk about the show earlier. It's Cody, it's Roman, WrestleMania 40 Night 2 main event. Oh, that was the most sports entertained I think I've possibly ever been sports entertained. It was the most overbooked, carny match in potentially the history of the company, and it needed to be. You don't end a historic 4-year reign at this point, 3.5, on just a standard old match with no interference. You have the build of basically everyone Roman and the Bloodline screwed over, leading up to that, helping out Cody win. You had the Rock in there, you had the Undertaker. It was a beautiful tornado of grabs and mess, and it's the only way it could have gone down. And I'm so happy it went down that way, because hearing that 1, 2, 3 and Samantha Irvin saying "and no," oh, it's the feels. It'll always be the feels. You rewatch that 2,000 times, it'll always put you in your feels. And for that, because of the way I was just gushing out of my body with sports entertainment, Roman, Cody, WrestleMania Night 2 is definitely my match of the year. I have Breakout Superstar of the Year. So again, this is someone who's been with the company, been in their role for a little bit. Maybe didn't do so much in 2023, but 2024, they just ramped it up and went to a whole nother level. And for that, I'm going to give it to Bronson Reed. It's a very latecomer to me, because his stuff really kicked off with attacking Seth. Was that around the summertime? Around SummerSlam or something like that? But after that, it went from like Bronson Reed was like here to here in a crazy amount of time. He went for somebody that could put on a good match to, yeah, he needs to be in the main event. Now, fortunately, he did get hurt in War Games, but to me, again, he's proven that when he comes back in 2025, should he come back in 2025, hopefully, T's and P's to him, when he comes back in 2025, that the Rocket is still on his back, and we see Bronson Reed fighting for titles, fighting in the main event where he now is. And with all that said, my breakout superstar, once again, is Bronson Reed. Newcomer of the Year, which is crazy because this person did not win Newcomer of the Year for any of the shows. But to me, overall, you can't deny what they did once they came to WWE. You can't deny their star power right now. My Newcomer of the Year is Jacob Fatu. Since day one-ish, since day one, he has come on the scene and wreaked absolute havoc. And I'll admit, I wasn't the most knowledgeable of Jacob Fatu before WWE, but there's no denying he's won me over in a short time. And it's not every day that somebody comes into the company and every time he stares down a person, dream match. I know I saw people say recently Fatu versus Braun Strowman, dream match. How many times is that a dream match with Braun Strowman? No offense to Strowman, but a lot of people don't line up dream match with Braun Strowman. Same thing with Cody Rhodes, John Cena, maybe down the line Solo even though he loves Solo currently. I love you, Solo. But it's just the aura magnetism he has, and the skill in the ring, and the fact that you can punch him in the mouth and it ain't gonna do nothing. You can hit him with a chair, it ain't gonna do nothing. You can lay the smackdown elbow 450 shooting star press leg drop on him, it ain't gonna do nothing. He's proven to get up from everything. So it's possibilities are endless for him not being on a roster. This time last year? And so for that, my newcomer of the year is Jacob Fatu. Alright, we have female superstar of the year. And for this week, I threw up a couple names. Could have had a Nia Jax, could have had Naomi, a Tiffany Stratton, a Bayley, maybe a Rhea Ripley thrown in there, Io Sky. But to me, there's one that for one put an entire damn division on her back for most of the year, and two, has been a focal point of her show for the greater part of 2024. So my 2024 female superstar of the year is Liv Morgan. Just the accolades alone, won Queen of the Ring, won the Women's World title and has held it since, and is, do they call it Miss Crown Jewel Champion? Or the Women's Crown Jewel Champion, however they call it. She did that at Crown Jewel. And like I said before, from carrying a division on her back, especially with Rhea being out twice, being a centerpiece of one of the major storylines of the year between her and Dom and Rhea, and to just being the flag bearer on Raw at a time where, there was a time when Rollins was out, Punk was out, and it needed someone to step up, and Liv did that. So for me, Liv went over and above what was expected, and definitely what was needed. So for that, my female superstar of the year is Liv Morgan. Last, but certainly not least, we have male superstar of the year. And this one, you can make a case for some other people like a Punk, maybe a Rollins, maybe a Trick Williams, maybe a Cody Rhodes, Solo. My winner is hands down the most important male superstar of the year in WWE. This superstar absolutely carried whatever feud they're in, even when the person they're going against, the other side, could not really carry it as much as they probably wanted to originally. This person was the player hater of the year. This person was just the heel of all heels. And this person made anything they touched turn into absolute Venom gold. From feuding with Seth Rollins leading into WrestleMania 40 to winning the title at WrestleMania 40, albeit they lost it at a little bit after that. But that helped fuel the feud of the year throughout the summer, taking each other out, leading to a hellacious Hell in a Cell match against a returning CM Punk. This superstar came out looking better every single time they're in a feud, and continues to come out looking great. And if you haven't guessed it, my superstar of the year is Drew McIntyre. From what he's done on the mic, what he did against Seth Rollins, carrying when Seth Rollins was injured, what he did against Punk, carrying Punk when Punk was injured for basically the first half of the damn year, all the way to hellacious Hell in a Cell. Anytime Drew is on the TV, he's money. Anytime Drew's on the mic, he's money. Anytime Drew's on social, he's money. And like I said, there was not a bigger hater in professional wrestling in 2024. Close with Swerve and Hangman. But to me, the biggest hater of the year, the player hater of the year, the biggest superstar of the year, and your 2024 male superstar of the year for WWE is none other than Drew McIntyre. Alright, but that's going to do it for my awards. How did I do? Do you agree with them? Do you disagree with them? Let me know in the comments. If you missed my Raw, SmackDown, and NXT one specifically, I'll link those in the description, I think, or comment. Well, I'll link it somewhere. On all socials. And when I say all socials, I mean like X, Instagram, TikTok, I think I have a Facebook page. You can find me at It's Heartfelt. But for right now, I am just Heartfelt. I'll catch you guys in the next video. And I hope 2025 is great to you.